Hi everyone, my name's Cathy. Welcome to Skint Living UK. Welcome to my regular viewers. Thank you for coming back, and if you're new here too, you're more than welcome. Before we get into today's Frugal Friday video, I wanted to thank everybody for all the kind words and support over my hand operation. I've been back to the hospital this morning and they've glued, they've stuck big canoe-like things to me fingers. They took the dressing off. That was painful because it was all stuck to me, and they put these on temporarily, the splints. They're quite big because my fingers are all swollen up. So I'm literally walking around with canoes on my hand. So I've got to go back to the hospital on Wednesday where they'll fit smaller ones, a bit more customised. I'm not so big because they hope by then the swelling's gone down. But everyone's been so kind. Everyone's been lovely over my hands being sore. So thank you. I do appreciate it. And I'm so chuffed that everyone was so nice over the tiles being done in the downstairs bathroom. I've got a grouser all yet, but yeah, the actual tiles being stuck up is all done. So I'm glad about that. So let's crack into our Frugal Fridays viewers' comments and tips. I did a video about money dysmorphia. I've only just recently come across that term. So it's basically where people have a disconnected idea of how much money they've got. Some people think they've got more money than they have, so they go out spending money unwisely, getting themselves into debt. Or on the other hand, they're a bit miserly and too frightened to spend any money at all. So yeah, Jenny Conroy 1658. Hello Jenny, she's left some lovely comments this week. So she's retired herself. Because she's got chronic back pain, but she's not actually a state pensioner till September, so she saved like mad to keep some money so that she's got money to live on till she gets a state pension, because she just needs her to back and work. She's had enough, and so she has £5 a day for herself, and if she doesn't spend it, it goes in her savings jar, and when the jar's quite full, it goes in her bank. So I think that's a nice idea. I think that's a good idea, isn't it? You got a little savings jar. I've got a pennies one with coppers and 5s and 10p's and that go in there. And then we go to one of those money machine things every now and again. Usually around Christmas time, just to buy some chocolates. She says she doesn't use a debit card. She uses cash, so she knows exactly what she spends. Yeah, I think a lot of people have gone back to cash, haven't they? Even where you're using debit cards, never mind credit cards, because it's so easy to lose track of what you spent and where you spent it. Taffy Nige, hello hon, he's done loads of comments this week. And Kerry James, hello hon. And Ruth Lewis 403, they haven't heard of money dysmorphia either. Lynn Norman 2144, hello Lynn, dropped some cracker comments this week, thank you for that. She said she's convinced her great aunt Ivy had this. She was a Cockney lady who worked on the fruit and veg market, and she couldn't believe, she was astounded that she got a state pension when she retired, because she thought the government had given her money for nothing. I think that's what they were like in them days, wasn't it? You thought, well, you don't get anything unless you do something about it. So when she got something, she was like, what's going on here? Sabaya and Saw 506. Hello, Sabaya. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She hasn't heard of it either. She said COVID messed with everything and everyone. Yeah. She said she reckons people who've lacked money or struggled with money in the past are afraid of being in that position again, and that's why they're afraid to spend. Yeah, totally. If you've been in a really bad position, it either makes you go one way or the other way. You just totally don't care, or you care too much. It just messes with your head, doesn't it? She says, living on a tiny budget, I'm happy with my life. What I have, and don't need stuff to bring her joy. As long as I can pay my bills, I'm happy. That's a lovely sentiment, isn't it? I think that's right. It's stuff doesn't bring you happiness. I think it's the people around you, your pets around you, and just being fulfilled in the life that you lead. I'm happy to sit there with a bit of crocheting or a bit of sewing, watch a bit of TV with my cat sitting on the bed next to me, or if I'm downstairs with the dog climbing all over me because she's a bit boisterous. Yeah, or go in the park with the dog. I just think there's nothing nicer, and it doesn't cost a bean to do it. Jan Johnson 5209. Hi Jan, you've left a few messages this week, thank you. Her ex-husband was terrified of being old and not having no money, so he was a bit of a miser and hoarded everything. Oh dear. And it took her a month to clear out his flat when he died because the house was just so full. That's what it is. People get terrified, isn't it? They just don't want to let go of anything. I think this is how this hoarding all starts, isn't it? Sue RI502. Hey Sue, she always does lovely comments. Hello honey. She says credit and credit cards have a lot to answer for. Using cash means cash actually means you know what you have and what's left. Using plastic to pay isn't real, and people are divorced from reality. Yeah, because it doesn't feel real. You don't feel the pain of handing the money over, and as I said before, you lose track too quick. Pamela Walton 1255. Oh, she's gone back to cash. Yeah, I don't blame her. It just helps with your saving as well, doesn't it, honey? I just think cash, you can keep track of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't spend it. No more debt, no more credit, nothing. So that's why you tend to spend less when you're out shopping, because you think, oh, I've only got £20. My 10 reasons not to buy a new video. Susan Yates 4233. Hello, honey. Most of her furniture's old, and she got it from her parents and her grandparents. Yeah, I think that was really a thing, wasn't it? I remember my mum's had a few things of her mum's. I think that was traditional. I think these days younger generations don't want the parents' furniture. I think they like to go out thrifting or going to secondhand shops and getting older stuff themselves in a style they like. So they still like the older furniture because it's cheaper but it's better made, but in the style that they want. Jan Johnson 5209. Hey again, Jan. She said she needed a new dining room table for sewing on, and she got a free one on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, let's see. So it's just waiting your time, isn't it? You're biding your time, waiting till it pops up. And she also likes Free Cycle and Olio. Yeah, there's lots of places, lots of apps these days where you can pick up some stuff for free. If something that you're interested in is going, why not? Jenny Conroy again, 1658. She said 90% of her furniture in her house is second-hand. It saved her a fortune. Good on you, girl. Yeah, there's no need to buy furniture new, really, these days, is there? You pick up the odd piece, but I think it's nice when you've got a mix of old and new in the house. Because if it's all new, it's a bit bland, and everyone's house looks the same, doesn't it? So I think it has a bit of character, a bit of style. Sabia again, hey honey. She says if she needs something, she asks family and friends first. For example, she's got an old cast iron garden furniture and she needed paint, so she was going to get some, but when she seen the price she thought no, and it turns out her brother had some and he gave her the paint for free. There you go. Ask around, see what you can find, bide your time, and it'll come to you. Sue again, if you're buying cheaper, older but better made stuff, there's room for you to adapt it to your own needs. Yeah, you can scrub it up, paint it, chop it down. She says, but if you're not likely to do that if you buy something that you paid a fortune for. Yeah, if you bought something that's really expensive, you don't want to touch it, really, do you? So that's what's good about old stuff. You can adapt it or reuse it in different rooms in different places. Then Norman 2144, she bought a table for £25 from a car boot 8 years ago, and it was solid oak. Oh, and it survived heavy-handed use of her granddaughter and son. There you go, 25 quid. What's not to like? Bargain. I spoke about another phrase that I came across this week, poverty floating. This was a video in China. So people are making clips how they save money on the food, on the shopping. You saw the supermarkets, they were just dead. Everywhere is just empty because people are, 8 out of 10 people in China are in debt. So 80% of the population are in debt. So no wonder no one's spending any money. Sue says, sounds like same old, just given a new trendy name. Yeah, like that under consumption core stuff, isn't it? It's just basically, in the 70s, you just said to people, yeah, I'm broke, I'm skint, I've got nouse. It was just straightforward. This is it. No fancy shenanigans, fancy names around it. But I suppose that's where younger generations cope with it, isn't it? Because they've been so dumped on so much and financially deprived. I think they find it more palatable. Well, it's not palatable. They can get on with it a bit better if they give it a name like under consumption core, and the Chinese are calling it poverty flaunting. I just thought it was interesting because it wasn't a westernised culture. I've got a lot of comments for my 10 hard money lessons I learned from my mum in the 1970s and 80s. I was talking about how me and my mum lived life together, just me and her. Things were difficult because she was a single mum on benefits with mental health issues, so she didn't always make the best decisions, and bills were always paid late. We'd get cut off, in debt, people harassing us at the door, the whole 9 yards. And she made it even worse because she'd smoke more. But I think the more stress she got, the more she smoked. And I think when she got really older, she was like 60 cigarettes a day. Yeah, it's just madness. Jacqueline Lovesy, hello, honey. She was the 11th out of 12 children. Born in 63, she said her mum and dad cherished all of us. 3 meals a day, mum managed on a tight budget with no benefits, was always knitting jumpers, cardigans, gloves and hats for decades. Had hand-me-down clothes, no central heating. Her dad grew loads of veggies in the garden, many happy memories, especially around Christmas. They were poor, but they were very loved and secure. It sounds perfect, sounds so idyllic. Lovely, happy childhood. That's what we all could do with, isn't it? Jan Johnson again, hey hon. She was born in 61. She says she remembers when women couldn't get mortgage or any sort of credit without a man's signature. Yeah. And in a lot of countries, a lot of places, including here, some men, not all, would like to go back to that. Because they think it's the 1950s, don't they? And they don't like the fact that women can do things for themselves. I don't know why, because there's a lot of nice men out there who are quite happy with it. So I don't know. I just don't understand it. She says she remembers a mum warning her against HP. HP is hire purchase, so you pay to rent something, and at the end of it, you allegedly owned it. But bad, because it took you so long to pay, it was probably time to start to buy another one. Because it was. I remember HP. She said number TVs for the payment slot on. Do you remember that? She said everyone had TVs in those days because everyone was skint. Her granny saved her pension, and twice a year she would give her mum some money to get the kids decent shoes. Oh, God. And Anne sounds lovely. She grew up in the countryside, so she had good veg and was surrounded by apple orchards. Oh. And she said she loved the Argos catalogue too. Yeah, I used to love it when it come out in the autumn, wasn't it? And then again in the spring, summer. I was always look through. I used to call it my wish book. And when the kids were older, they'd actually mark things and go, buy me this for my birthday. Lynn Norman. Hey, Lynn. She always does lovely comments. She says she was on benefits in the 80s and the only way she could get sofas was from a catalogue. Yeah, everyone had stuff in the catalogue in the 80s. They would buy like big items. My mum bought little bits of rubbish. Clueless. God love her, she didn't have a clue. Lynn says she used to buy clothes in the local nearby market as it was cheap. Yeah. You get big items off a catalogue. This is the argument I always used to have with my mum, but my mum was very rigid, very inflexible. Dolly Daydream R1F, she said she remembers the 70s well. Basic meals and lots of potatoes, and we'd have lots of bread and butter to fill you up. Yeah. And she said she used to love looking through the Argos catalogue when it came out. And Sharon Green, GC, 3YM said the same. Yeah, it was good. It was like, ooh, what new furniture have they got? What pretty things have they got? What new tech have they got? But in the 70s and 80s, the tech was like massive and big and bulky, not all slim and slender now like it is now. Yeah. Sabia says she used to have a sassy job in radio rentals. God, yeah, radio rentals in the 70s. And she'd later on, people would rent, as well as renting TVs, it was video players. They had to rent them because they cost about 700 quid to buy a video player. Yeah, and I remember with the big press down buttons. Chalky too, name's Heather. She says she remembers her mum using Freeman's and Grattan's catalogues, paying it weekly. Yeah. Rainbow Tree 3, thank goodness we have more choices and access to info when struggling these days. Yeah, with all the info's out there if you go looking for it. I'll see what benefits or entitlements you're entitled to. It's great. Foster mum, she said her foster mum smoked like a chimney. It was awful. It had to cough and like lungs out. It really put it off for life, yeah, like my mum did. Oof. But the adage is, in the 70s, everyone smoked. You walked into a pub and it was always full of smoke. In the 80s, always full of smoke. You walked in, it was like a cloud hitting you, and you go home and you stink a bit. And I'm going to end up with Sue. Her dad didn't believe in loans or tick. Yeah, and everyone used to call it tick. She said at one point they had 2 tellies on top of each other. One had sound, one had a picture. So then, in that way, they could watch a programme with sound. That's brilliant, that. So yeah, people just cope with what they had. Just got on with it, yeah, and found ways and means to get by. So if you've got any more tips and tricks, let me know. And to end on a lighter note, I asked my son to buy me a rucksack because I can't carry shopping, so I was just sort of had a little rucksack. I'll pick up a few little bits and bobs. And it arrived a couple of days ago. And this is the size of it. Not much bigger than my hand. He clearly didn't look at the size and then moaned at me because his older brother had picked it out. So they're both as daft as brushes, aren't they? Look at the size of that. So bye for now. Please like, share and subscribe, and please drop me a line in the comments below. And yeah, we can use. And I hope to see you soon and have a lovely weekend. Bye.